Well, here's the thing, right? On the climate change issue, it hits us more visually and more real in our economy, our jobs, if you're a farmer or whatever you are, a fisherman, you see that things are changing. The fish are no longer where they used to be. They are further north or further south, depending on their climatic conditions. And obviously with all the floods, fires, etc., droughts, etc. So it's more visual. And I think in the US, Katrina, Sandy, some of these big storms were part of many people in the US realizing that this is very real. And of course now the California and the West Coast fires, I should say. So that's more visible. Whereas biodiversity, first of all, is a technical, difficult word. It's nature, right? It's nature. And nature gives us the food we eat, the water we drink, the air we breathe, and, most of the housing in which we live. So understanding that is harder because one bird or one butterfly or one insect, how does this affect me? But nature is this amazing system where a species nests in one, eats another, migrates to live in a third, etc. So it's very interdependent. Each species woven in to the web of life to the rest. And we take it for granted. It pollinates our crops. The massive hydrological cycle through which water is getting into the skies is because of what happened down in the biomass and how it evaporated back up. These things where we assume that rain will follow, season will follow season, rains will come when they're supposed to be, and harvest will follow harvest, and the birds and the bees will do their job. This is not something we can assume is there. And when we are interfering with nature, we have altered 76% of the terrestrial surface, the land surface of our planet, and 80% of the sea bottom, if you like, by our activities, by our fishing and by our agriculture. Now, we all need to eat, so don't get me wrong, but we need to make sure that our interaction in agriculture is nature positive. We have fragmented and converted so much land that nature is being squeezed into little corners.
Are you optimistic with the technological fixes that are starting to come into play when we talk about biodiversity, about the genetically modified crops, about, sort of gene mapping and tweaking of some of the species that are on the planet?
Some of these are indeed part of the negotiations under the convention that the US has yet to ratify. But most countries have done so. And technology clearly will form a part of this, but as will just smart farming methods. We can do a lot. The 2 billion hectares of degraded land. Do we need to continue to encroach into tropical forest areas, or should we invest in the degraded lands to make them part of the working landscapes that feeds us? And all of this, and of course how we produce it. We don't need necessarily spatial expansion. We can do vertical expansion and thereby use technology. There are many solutions that are abound, and it is entirely possible to feed this world with good diets while still ensuring that nature provides us what we expect it to provide and what we will need for it to provide.